The hell?
Hi everybody, I'm Seamus.
I'm Josh.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Ritz.
Get down.
What the fuck?
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of that this episode.
Oh god. Rutsker was bitten, wasn't he?
No, it's fine. Well, yeah, now that you mention it, I was just going down to the store and some homeless guy bit me on the shoulder. I decided not to go to a doctor or really think about it much.
Where'd he go?
I just sort of offhandedly drop it in conversations. People ask about my bandage. My shoulder. I'm sure I'll be fine for the week. What part are we doing again?
I ran it under a cold tap.
Yeah, well, it seems to have a way of finding us anyways.
Okay, so
This
that
could be the guy
lady
on
with the
radio.
hoodies at the TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, was it supposed to be secret that that was a lady? Because
Right
feel like
there.
Yeah, I was gonna say exactly the same thing. It was like, did anybody...
Around the side.
Like, was I the only one who saw her for the first time at the bell tower at the beginning of the episode and was like, oh, that's a woman?
We just want to talk to this guy.
Oh, we're gonna talk.
Well, these guys
Oh.
are bad. You remember there was obviously a man outside the fence, and Lee couldn't identify him as a man.
We're just bad at identifying genders.
Lee, do you really need to get this close before you say that's okay? That's it. Put your hands up.
Oh good, teleporting. Hey, now we have the spike remover again.
Oh, that's right. We still have a spike. Wait, didn't you have a gun a second ago?
Jesus Christ, Lee. Apparently that's a really hard fight. And I didn't even realize it until I read the forums afterwards and everybody was complaining that Lee got his ass kicked.
Wait, I actually got
fuck?
my ass kicked.
What is Clementine
Here?
doing here?
That's terrible.
You're
Why
not
is
from
Clementine
Crawford.
here? That's ridiculous.
I blame Ben.
You're not the guy on the radio.
I'm not a guy at all. Full marks for observation. Mind if
Seriously, Lee.
Slowly.
So this episode also has ninja Clementines, apparently.
That's
Ninja
terrible. All
Clementines
by
and
herself.
Ninja Ice Climbers.
She doesn't show up if you get your ass kicked, does she?
What, really?
I don't think so. I don't
I
remember
think she
her
does.
showing up. Oh, she does, and I just forgot.
She's you're even
Oh
worse.
fuck! Sweep the leg, motherfucker! I don't think there are 10 people in the entire world who, upon learning there's someone behind them, could execute that kind of move.
Against somebody clearly heavier than they are,
hell
when
are
the
you
other person is on both feet.
And has a gun. Pointed at them.
Calm
I'll
down.
calm down once she tells
And
me
the
who
other
fuck she
person
is.
also has a gun, so even if
Her
you
name's
successfully
Molly.
sweep the leg, you'll just get shot by someone else.
This is Kenny and
And
Clement.
the weird thing about the out of nowhere ninja move is that it was completely pointless.
So we're outside of
Story-wise,
Crawford.
You guys really aren't from Crawford, are you?
Yeah, we are outside.
This episode, I think, has a lot in common with the
Everything
second
beyond
one,
that
where it's
there.
mostly about going to someone else's camp and exploring it.
What happened here?
Mm-hmm.
You sure you
So,
Learning
am
about
I the
a
only one
situation before everyone died.
who has a real
when
problem with
everything started going
believing
to
that
shit, some
a
people got
wall
together
of
and killed
zombie
off that whole
corpses
neighborhood.
makes for a
Folks willing to
good
do anything to
defense?
stay alive. Stop the
Did
dead
you see
Against
300?
Like, seriously,
Against
can you imagine
humans?
how much work it would take to move all
Let's
these
just say
people
they
there?
That's-
Stick them
that's-
up like
I-
scarecrows?
Anyone who won't.
They must have used a bulldozer. That's the only way that would work.
I
Because
didn't
there are
actually
no
think about
children in
that.
Crawford.
I guess in my mind, Crawford would just take people over to execute them, and just like line them all up right there, and then like stick them up on spikes or something before they were even dead.
That would be me.
But this is why you know
I
that
knew
Clementine
it.
only shows
Lee,
up, because
I
that's
knew
how she
was
knows
the
you're
one
not
who'd
from
been
Crawford,
following us.
both times.
Fucking with us.
Get that finger out
Yeah.
of my face, Grandpa, before I jam it straight up your ass. I haven't been following you. I don't even know who the hell you people are.
A lot of people don't like Molly, but I really like the character.
Yeah, I didn't mind Molly.
Whoever
I
you
think
are,
I will
their
say-
complaint comes from the fact that she's in a survival situation, but she's using parkour to get around and making really unwise jumps.
Well, she's the first person that seems to know that she's in a zombie apocalypse. Looks at how she's dressed. Everybody else, short sleeves. You know, their heads exposed. She's got a hood. She's got, I think, gloves, or at least long sleeves. I mean,
she
carries gear.
She's got a breathing mask that she only uses right here in this scene so that particularly unobservant people won't notice she's a woman.
No elderly, no one with an advanced medical.
Well, I just remember reading the interview or listening to the interview after the fact, and they had said that they used Molly to sort of brighten up this episode, where you sort of have this interesting badass chick, because otherwise it would just be the cancer survivors and then this Crawford people, and that would be really depressing.
Brighten up? She's kind of a jerk,
little
and she has a really unfortunate, dark past.
Well, you met some of them.
She was the most depressing thing about this episode.
Yeah, but she's a blonde, Rutzk.
Oh,
You get a bit of the yellow palette.
Anyone too old?
I think they mean more her presence, the fact that she's sort of this obvious survivor who seems immune to both the emotional and physical aspects of the zombie apocalypse. She's not complaining about food,
Yes.
she's not fighting for power, she's just there with this awesome little hook and a bunch of parkour moves, and she's awesome. And that sort of lightens
compared
the
to
tone.
these guys, she's a superhero compared to the rest of these characters. She really is. And, you know, I could see a young, healthy person doing a lot better than, say, a history teacher or a fishing boat captain. I mean, there's a lot to say for being fit, able to run fast without, you know, getting winded after 50 yards. So maybe they stretch it a little far with her ability, but I kind of like that we see, okay, not everybody is a former couch potato trying to get their act together and learn how to fight.
There's gotta be something.
If there was, do you think I'd still be here? I've been over every inch of this city, this whole place.
So Rutzkarn, we're at Crawford, and we can finally talk about your favorite type of people.
Fuck!
Hey, moron! You want to keep your.
Wait, so if the whole place is picked clean, why are you scavenging it?
Since you're not getting on any boat, I'd advise
That's
you
an
folks to go
excellent
back to
question.
where you came from before.
It's like, hey, if there was a way out of here, if there was a vehicle out of here, do you think I'd still be here? Everything's been picked clean. So why are you still here?
Chris,
Wait a minute.
Okay, I need to know this. Is there a pun I'm missing? Am I missing a pun?
Gunshot must have brought him back.
'Cause I don't understand what you're saying.
Is there a...
There's gotta be something else you want to say.
You were gearing up to hate on all the super survivors that are gonna kill children.
Oh, right.
Sorry,
So there's
I
no
must have
pun.
missed that part of our conversation where
No.
you became my problem.
Don't leave us here, please.
Okay, I guess I can comment on the game. Yeah, no, Crawford, actually, in all seriousness,
Come
Crawford
on, make
is
it
what
fast.
9 out of 10 on the internet. People on the internet will say they do during the zombie apocalypse, and what in reality
Which makes no
100
fucking
could actually
sense.
pull off.
It doesn't make any sense.
How did Kenny get up there? It doesn't make. What did Lee just like gain super upper arm strength and just toss him? Because that's what it looked like.
Clementine pulled him up. That's what happened. Clementine yanked him up with one arm while she steadied herself.
Oh,
with the other.
okay. That makes sense. She's like a superhero. The zombies are learning tactics.
Come on, Lee!
Flank.
Get your ass out of there!
This is how pretty much every game of Left 4 Dead ends.
Pretty much.
Can't get it open.
Except at 5 times speed.
And there's also a tank.
I like how these zombies closed in around you almost instantly so that you didn't have time to run away, but now it's taking them this long to move the last 10 paces to get to
Also,
you.
they can't figure out how to fall down a manhole.
I thought it would have been pretty hilarious if, like, you climb down, like, you're catching your breath, and
Oh,
like,
there's
5
one.
zombies slide down face first and die. Oh, yep, I forgot there was totally one.
I forgot about that. Oh well.
Yeah.
That one
That's
magically
cool.
See,
broke its skull.
I was actually, I
Can you
actually
hear
wasn't
me?
sure what I was saying, if that happened or not. But,
If
like,
you can
when you
hear
start
me,
talking about it,
just
I
get
figured,
back to
hey,
the
probably
house,
5
okay?
seconds have
I'll
passed,
meet
but it
you
didn't
there.
happen. It would happen by now.
Well, I mean, it's another example of this show using a lot of TV logic instead of video game actual logic. It's not that it's not that zombies move at speed X. It's that they move at the speed the tension and the plot need them to move.
Yes. And you know what? It's probably, if we were watching a TV show, we might even be more forgiving, but we insist on this being more rigorous because we play video games. And you don't just change variables like that.
Unless you're Valve.
Unless you're Valve.
Clearly, since the camera won't let me look any other place, this is where I should go.
This is a giant
So now we're climbing
tomb
under City
dedicated to
17
Chuck.
on our way to the Citadel.
What, Chris?
I said this is a giant tomb dedicated to the memory of Chuck.
This is the Chuck Mausoleum.
Now this is realistic, right? Savannah has a giant sewer that you can stand upright in and drive a car through, right? This is real.
Well, this might not be a sewer,
And it's
this
lit.
might be a drainage system.
Still.
But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised since Savannah is such an old city.
Alright.
It's a drainage pipe.
So who saw footage of the Walking Dead video game?
Didn't we talk about this last episode? Well, like in episode 3.
I do
The
not remember
latest one?
talking about it on the show. I think we talked about it.
No, we
off
totally
camera.
talked about it.
Oh well.
Okay, then let's go back to talking about sewers. Who likes sewers?
They're
The
the
sewer
best.
level. Did everybody check off sewer level on their video game trope list?
This game needed a
I
lava
didn't
level.
even. It occurred to me, but you know, I thought about it for a second. I sort of got over it. I
What
thought
the
this
fuck are
puzzle
my
was kinda
controls
silly, though.
doing?
Yeah, that's an interesting comment about this game. I don't really feel like many of the puzzles in this game are on message. Now, this game is all about sort of pulling through and surviving any way you can, and you know, keeping social situations intact, keeping your team alive, figuring out what you are willing to do and what you're not. A few of the puzzles really jive with that. The puzzles always, they don't really feel like you're being placed in actual survival situations. They mostly just feel like, you know, you come to something kind of artificial and a little out of place. And
This
do the
Gordon-
Monkey
yes.
Island thing.
The Gordon Freeman thing. Take this lever off of here, use the gravity gun, attach it to here, and turn the crank.
And that makes
I
sense.
thought
'cause,
this was-
you know, that's.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, that makes sense because in Half-Life 2, it's all about getting from point A to point B and destroying the obstacles in your path. You know, this game doesn't really feel like it's about that.
Yeah, that's a good point. It didn't occur to me before that maybe the game would have been stronger if a lot of the puzzles were kind of how far will you go to survive kind of things. Or what would you think to do in this situation? Although in the next episode there is a puzzle like that, but I don't want to spoil it.
Well, I think the game gets enough accusations of not being a game as it is. If they removed all of the artifice of
Which
silly
pisses me
puzzles
off,
like
by
that,
the way.
I don't disagree. But I mean, if you removed puzzles like this, you'd get that argument tenfold over, where there's clearly no way this is a game. There aren't even the puzzles from the last game. Like, if the sequel is nothing but meaningful character choices, like what way your character grows, or who he allies with, or she allies with,
those would be
whatever.
the worst kind of choices for a video game, am I right?
Well, I mean,
It's
even
what
if you
we've
have to
been
get rid
begging
of
for 20
the
years.
puzzle aspect. I'm not talking about puzzles that don't require like critical thinking skills and don't require figuring out
Right.
what you can do with what you have available.
My God, Chuck.
Just, you know.
Must have tried.
Hey, look, Chuck is totally alright, just like he said. He left us his gun
He must have saved the last one for himself.
with no bullets. Thank you so much, Chuck.
Deserve better, old man.
Couldn't have done any better than that!
Honestly,
Yeah, so they wrote in Chuck at the end of episode 3, and then they wrote him out at the beginning of episode 4. That makes a bloody lot of sense.
mm-hmm. They wrote him, then they chucked him.
Oh, boo!
Did I use that one last week? I forget.
Yes.
I love that. I love that setup.
Go, goddammit!
Oh, that was great. That's a real pants shitter right there. Yes, I don't recall taking reason with the zombie as the option, Lee.
I just love that because it does the whole like bait and switch where you think you're about to be this stealthy, awesome dude, and it just totally gets you by surprise.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good moment.
The attack
doesn't
does not come
require
from the
ninja
anticipated angle.
zombies.
No way I could pick that up on my own.
I also thought that the puzzle here, using the water to lure zombies, was interesting because it shows that the zombies actually need water.
Damn.
Or
Can't
still
reach it.
desire it in some way.
Well, I thought it was the sound, just all that white
Yeah, I
noise.
just assumed it was the
Yeah,
noise.
no, there's the sound.
But you see the other one that's you're bad at this, Lee. And then the end of the pick got stuck in the cement somehow because video games.
I want it.
The first time you turn it on though, inside that little crawlway, you see the zombie coming over there, and it looks like it's trying to drink from it. So I kind of assumed that was what was going on. And you'd think that these zombies would need water to stay, you know,
Yeah, to
capable
keep
of
from
living.
just turning to
Right
dust.
here. This is the moment where you should press the button, the lights turn on, and suddenly a nuclear bomb
If
hits.
someone's living down here. Look at all
You get out, and it's Fallout 4.
alive for months.
Every season of The Walking Dead should add a new apocalypse vector. People weather the zombies, they start to put together patchy communities, bam! Nuclear bombs hit. Okay, but
And after that,
couple
the
survivors
stand.
from each community.
It's alright. It's okay.
Couple survivors in each community, just starting to get their shit together. Like 20 people on Earth, robots,
Right now.
take over.
I'm sorry to disturb you.
So,
folks. I'll just be
I'll bring that up later. I don't want to spoil it. But suffice it to say, if you're frustrated with the way Chuck ended up, I really don't like the way Vernon and his crew end up.
Hey, don't lie to me.
It's pretty dismissive.
Where else can
yeah.
he be from? Everywhere else
But
around
let's
here's
let's
dead.
do that when we get to it.
I think you better start talking.
Came here with a small group hoping to find a boat.
So,
Just want to get out of here. But
do
you
I
just let me
talk him
go.
down here,
Ain't no boats
or
around.
I don't know what the other
No,
one
Cappy's
is.
motherfucker.
Most
One
people
shot,
talk
one
him down.
kill.
Yeah, I heard.
Most
Do
people
it.
talk him
Can't
down.
do that.
Vernon, you can't let him leave.
What do you
Why
want?
not?
Shoot him in the head.
Because
Kathy Bates is
Way more
right.
mercy than anyone from
Because
Crawford
you don't have a
ever
gun,
showed us.
actually.
Think, Vernon. What do you think they'll do?
Oh, wait, you do have a gun.
I like
Don't
I
have
like
my-
her I
my
like her
Harley
log
pistol.
I like her
You have a-
logic.
Can't take the risk.
I'm not from Crawford.
I
but I saw
I
what
like her logic. Well, go ahead and shoot him in the head because Crawford is even worse.
and I don't think you are either. I think you're a good man.
And
It's really
The
easy
reason-
to justify shit with
Or I
that
swear
with that
I'll
argument.
shoot.
It's alright. It's okay.
Vernon, what the hell are you doing? Vernon!
Now I'm just going to dual shoot all you motherfucker.
But I will take your gun.
Seriously, am I the only person who thinks she looks like Kathy Bates from Misery?
I'm really not.
Well,
Yeah.
we are, or were.
Aww.
We got out of there when they started sealing up the place.
So,
Started
I
cleaning
honestly
out
don't
the
know.
sick and the old so that
What
the
is the recurrence
survival
rate of
society
cancer,
wouldn't
generally
be
speaking?
threatened.
Because I can't help but think that a group of like
Varies
7
by
people...
type.
In their little master race.
Yeah, it varies
You
by
don't look
type,
that old.
varies by person.
You're sick?
When you throw around the word like
We're all
cancer,
members of
you're
the
really
cancer
referring to about
survivors
100
group
different
that used to
things.
meet here at the
Yeah.
hospital. We're in remission.
I just can't imagine that you'd have like 7 cancer survivors and none of them have or all of them have gone completely into remission and none of them have had a recurrence at all.
So basement.
I mean, I guess
Oh,
it's only
that's
been a
not-
year, but
What is?
yeah, only a year. That's not that unreasonable. I mean,
Yeah. Irony's always
I mean,
on my
assuming
mind
you know,
when I'm looking for a place
assuming
to
there were
survive.
there were
How did
other
you
ones
find
that
your
maybe
way
didn't
down?
last this long. We're only a few minutes into or a few months into the apocalypse,
You almost got
so
boxed
that's
in
not a
by
lot
Yeah,
of
that,
time
that's
for.
that's another question.
Down
Do
here
we
trying to
know
get
that
out.
all of them made it?
Now I just want to get out of here and get back to my own people.
Well, that sewer system you came through runs all over the city. It'll take you.
I have
wherever
bad
you
memories
wanna
of this
go.
room.
Those sewers are
Can't
like
really
a
talk
damn
about that
maze.
yet.
Yeah, I
Any
can't.
chance you could help me
Yeah.
find my way back?
Look, I'd like to help you, but we've all got our own problems.
Now is the time. Something.
I'm the only doctor here.
Oh,
Besides,
hey,
why
look,
should we help
quick
you?
question, I don't know where I know, but, do you guys happen to have a rib spreader? It's in that cabinet right there?
Sorry
Okay.
if I scared you. I just want to get back to
There's a good place for it. Don't move it from that cabinet. Okay.
She should do
No, just, in case it comes in handy.
No, she lost her real parents. I'm doing what I can.
You're not seriously considering going with him.